What's up, Crypto fam? It's Big Rob here with Sin City Crypto, joined with Crypto Lifer. He's here in Vegas. So today's afternoon video, we're doing something a little different. Just getting to know who is the Lifer. And without further ado, man, why don't you introduce yourself to our viewers and our community? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you here to Vegas today.
Yeah, I'll ask you some questions too. Right?
Yeah, man. This is dialogue. It's conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
My name's Sam Price. I grew up in Boston. My mom was a school teacher. My dad was an iron worker. And, you know, I always, at a young age, I remember reading Mark Twain's biography, right? And I remember just reading people that left a legacy always hit me. Like, he's dead 100 years, but we all still talk about him. And I fell in love with that concept. That kind of stuck with me. And it was like something I basically was like, if this is crazy concept, but I said to myself, if I'm 11 or 9, whatever age I was reading his life story, and I'm inspired, and then I do something amazing things for the world, then like I want to be read about 100 years from now by a 9-year-old who does something amazing. Because like I owe it to the world because he did it to me. So like, because he got to be that guiding light, I would like to be one too. And that was like a burning sensation for me as a young kid. But it would also lead to depression because I had such big hopes and dreams and I didn't always achieve them. And so I was wondering like, where am I going to end up in life? But I knew that if you pushed for other things, your life would change. And when I found crypto, it was different. It was new. I was already into gold and silver and, you know, storing my wealth because I knew by around 2008 crisis, I watched Peter Schiff predict the housing market crisis. It happened. And then I knew I should start acquiring anything but the dollar. Like I had to get out of it. I knew it was a sinking ship in 2010. I was telling my family and friends that, you know, art, you know, gold, silver. Then I found Bitcoin. You can only put so much gold and silver in a backpack, right? So it's kind of how it led me to crypto, was like that want to change the world, that want to do something different.
You know, I think you bring up a good point. Or what you started with is that I think the biggest psyche for the human condition is to have remembrance or be relevant. And so, you know, what are you going to do here with this short time that you have on Earth to make a name for yourself? Because you don't want to just be a blip on the radar, and you want to have a legacy or have something you can hang your hat on, or have family that can look back and be like, wow, like that man, I knew him. He was someone I was related to. That was my father. That was my grandfather. That was the man that was a pioneer that revolutionized, you know, a certain industry. And what brings me up into crypto in general. I know. I'll kind of talk a little bit about myself as well.
Yeah, I would love to know
since we haven't really
had.
What was
the first crypto you ever bought?
I just bought Bitcoin. I bought it early. I bought it like not quite the top of 2018, and then sold at the wrong time. Basically, just did the beginner moves, and then that's like the best thing though. If you're watching this and say you bought here recently in like, what was it, 2021 or, you know, or late 2022 or early 2022, late 2021, if you bought the top and you're way down, use this as a learning experience, because, you know, I've reflected back on that and it made me that much smarter and more savvy moving forward. And so I know a lot of people, put their head down when they lose money. But yeah, so for me, I got into Bitcoin. But you met David, our co-host and business partner. And so the two of us, you know, we worked in a restaurant here in Las Vegas, and we were the crypto degens. So when crypto market popped off, we were the go-to source for information, because everyone wanted to know what was up. You know, what's up with Bitcoin's new all-time high? Like, what is this Cardano thing I'm hearing about? Like, is Ethereum mining? Is that, you know what I mean? So we were the ones that we're dishing out the info in our little ecosystem, our community, and at the same time, you know, we're consuming content, to stay relevant on YouTube is, you know, the major place to go. I mean, you don't have CNBC. I mean, now they're starting to broadcast a little bit of crypto, but essentially there are no go-to media channels that are covering crypto. And so if you want to stay relevant and up to date and know what's happening in the market, you got to be on YouTube. And there was an extreme lack of quality content, not just from the production side, but also from the intellectual research side as well. And so Of course, me, I think I can do everything better. That's just my mentality. So I'm like, you know what? I can do that, and I can make it better, and I can make it look good. And you know, at the same time, I was also humbled very quickly. You know, the complexity of doing one of these shows, and for what other content creators go through, it's extremely difficult. And you know, I've looked like a fool in the past. You know, when I came in cocky and thinking I knew I knew everything, and then you know you do a video and you get one detail wrong, and you know you get called out for it. And so, you know, outside of you know what your own personal word is, you don't have much to stand on. So if you know you get called out and you know you make a statement and you say, hey, this is this and this is why it is, and you're wrong, and you're spitting lies. Oh man, you get called out quick and you look like a fool. So, anyways. That's kind of how we got started here. We were the crypto guys, and so we started a YouTube channel. I'm the tech guy. I'm the one that kind of puts all the visual and production together, and then David's he's the content guy. So he's the one that puts the storyboards together and in the direction of the show. So the two of us, we really mesh well together. Now I'm curious, how you feeling without a laptop in front of you, man? You know what I mean? You got a camera on you. You got no TA. Like we're just vibing. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went to school for TV and film, the business of TV and film. I wanted to be an actor. Like, you know, like I saw Brad Pitt when I was 12, and I was like, Dad, well, you know, I'm blonde hair. I could be famous. You know, my dad always like, get a guitar, travel the country. You know, my dad got in my head that I should, like, he was like, you could be famous when I was like 11. It also can lead to depression because when you don't become famous at 12, 22 years old, you ask, well, my dad said I was supposed to be since I was 11. What did I do wrong? So, like, I've beaten myself up through my 20s because I didn't become, which is kind of creepy, right? It's like, and it wasn't for fame or anything. I just wanted to do something I didn't think I could do. Like, could I make it in rap? Could I make it in anything to the highest point? Because it seems like you're never going to get there, right? YouTube, rap, whatever it is.
Would you, if you had the opportunity to pivot to be famous, like say you had an easy pivot to go into movie production, is that something that you would still entertain, or
I
you
thought
like
about
this?
that until my trading group, because I meet people that literally cry, like, from what I've taught them. Like, oh, they'll write me months later, lifer, like, because you showed up every day to your live stream. I didn't have enough money to join your trading group, but like, I learned how to trade. Like, and now, like, if I ever get to 99, I'm going to join it to help somebody else. People join my group after they've made enough money and they've found them, some substantiability in their life. And then some people just join my group to help other people. They're like, yo, I want to
Here's
give back.
here's the thing. You've mentioned your group twice. I don't think you've explained it yet.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your trading group? I know you've been speaking about it passionately.
Yeah.
You know, even before we got the cameras on, you're just kind of giving me the
It's my
rundown
life.
of it.
It's
It's really cool. So why don't you
my
tell
life
us
is
about
my
it?
trading group. And trading groups are speculative. People say, like, why would you pay someone when you could learn it yourself? Or why could, and I made a comment to my group today. I said, I've been through markets for 15 years. I can feel when a bull market turns into a bear, when a bear market turns into a bull. I can, and not feel even, I can see the trend analysis. Like, I can see the statistics. I can see the probabilities. So when the market shifts, like, you're gonna, it's like, that's like riding horses for a year or two. Wouldn't you want to ride horses with a guy that rode them for 15 years? Think of how much he can tell you about the little sound a horse makes, the muscles in the back legs, and all the little intricate things about that subject matter. So I've put my whole life into trading. Like, I've dedicated 10 hours to 12 hours every day. Like, I'm on vacation here, and I probably still did 4 to 5 hours somehow since 5 in the morning today. And my whole life was involved on it. I was on a show of it. We're talking about it now. And I joined a trading group. And what I tell everyone too is I joined a trading group like everyone else. I was just on YouTube at work wanting something different. And I had 2 screens in front of me. I used to be a video editor. And video editing, they send the crew out, and the crew's supposed to be back at 11, and they need you to do the footage, but they never get back at 11. They get back at 1, 2. Then they have to go out again. So you don't start work till 2, even though they want you there at 10 in the morning. And so you end up working overtime till 11 at night because the crew comes late. But you sat in your room for 7 hours and did nothing. So my life, literally for years, was making great bank, $100,000 a year, overtime. But 5 to 7 hours of my life, I was like, and I kept asking, and then I would see, and then I'd worked for Kevin James, making the Kevin Can Wait show on CBS. And I'd see him come in and pull in his brand new Mercedes, and he worked, I would see him work 14-hour days. Like, he worked hard. Everyone that's a millionaire works really hard. Don't get it twisted. But I'd be like, it's his show, it's his life. Like, when am I gonna have my like, you know? And I kept being like, if I don't choose my road and go my way, like if you don't have your plan, you're part of someone else's. And I was just so sick of being a part of someone else's plan. And I also I just knew I could do something great with my life, better than the average, you know? I joined that trading group. The mentor eventually said I could tutor people one-on-one. I did that. Not, you know, I remember my first time tutoring. I had no, you know, I was like, why would anyone listen to me? The person I still tutored is an older woman from South Dakota. She's still in this group to this day. She shows up to every class I take. She shows up to every class and makes sure that the quality is there. She's in my trading group. Her name's Love Learning. She was on your screen. That's her right there. She's the first person I ever tutored, and she's still following me to this day. Like I have
amazing.
legions of people that I've dedicated my life to, and they speak for me now at this point. You know, and like you said, would I ever change becoming an actor or something? And now, no. Like maybe even a few years ago, yes, but the connections I have with these people,
They're your family now.
they really are. Like, I'm
I mean,
closer to them
the
than-
way you talk about it is the way that when your coworker, you ask how you're doing, and they talk about their kids, like, or you ask someone on the street, like, oh hey, I'm really excited about vacation with the family. That's how you talk about.
And I get a text. Trust me, I get called a
that
scammer. I
passion
get called
you
a
have.
liar. I get called. People say, someone called me pencil neck little dweeb today, like on Twitter. Someone's calling me, you know, like people come, whatever. I don't listen to it, but it's
Here's the thing. You know what? You're not relevant,
you get hated on, right?
so you get hated on.
No one was hating on me when I was depressed in the room,
exactly.
right? Talking to the therapist.
If people feel sorry for you and they everything's all life is peachy and nobody tells you anything negative, you probably are in a bad spot. And
so if
when
shit thrown at the window, shit, you
hey
drive
man,
90
you know
miles an
what?
hour, right?
People are envious and jealous. I think that's here's this. It is a natural human behavior. Jealousy, jealousy and envy. Is it something you need? That's for debate. But I think everyone has it, and that's something you suppress. And the stronger people can overcome jealousy and envy. But with success,
What
people
you said,
people
you see something you want to make. Like I used to see Mitch Ray, and he's getting the super chats, and I'm like, I could, I was like, I could think I could make a show,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, was that envy? Was that, I don't know what it was, but it was like I had a feeling that I could do it as good, but he was doing it first, right?
Yeah.
Johnny said something that sits with me now. There's no such form as originality. It's all that it's all refurbished. He basically said no idea is original, in the fanciest way possible. But
Well, I'm excited to hang out with you this weekend. If you're watching this the day of filming, this is Thursday, October 6th. We're gonna go out and hang out in Las Vegas. So maybe go take a lap or two around Las Vegas Strip. Go show you around. Real quick, is there anything that you want to talk about as far as your channel, or maybe crypto in general, and maybe the direction of it? Or I'll kind of leave it open to you.
I tell everyone it's really cool, the road I've been on. When you get into YouTube, you enter a family. Like even other YouTubers that aren't crypto YouTubers, like we all know what it's like to struggle with that algorithm, to put our life on the line and see what happens. And then if it's a journey that continues, to follow that journey. And it's really, it's a very rewarding process, But when I first started, Crypto Lifestyle, love the dude, Francis, if you ever go to his channel. And he had 34,000 subscribers, and I had like 5 or 6. And he said, "Hey, I'm traveling. My business is getting big." He made he made millions, and on a lot of seed rounds he got into. And he said, "I want to hire 4 YouTubers to make content for my channel." And I sent him an email like, "I would love to do that." And at first, my green screen wasn't that great, and his, the girl that worked for him was like they basically tried to oust me. They were like, "His stuff's not good enough," So I said, "Man, I got to up my game and make my case." So I got the new lens, I got the camera, I start, you get these opportunities, and then you look back on them years later. Now my channel, he's awesome, but now my channel has surpassed his channel. Like I can't believe that, right? And that to me, it just, you get opportunities, man, and you take them, And if you keep pushing, there's one right around the corner that is about to 5 to 10x you. And if you turn that corner, you won't get it. But if you keep pushing, you're going to get it. Like, I remember when I first got the email on ATB, I cried in the shower, man. Like, I have to admit it. Like, I'd like to say I didn't. And I'd like to be this high and mighty tough guy. But, like, dude, that was like, I had been live streaming every day for 300, 400 straight days. And I was watching a lot of people on that show that I was like, man, I know I can do really good TA. How come like, and I was like, I want to be part of the community and like to get recognized, to be brought in, and then to you know, like just be a part of the show and have that recognition was huge for me. It was huge for me. And it put me on the map. It helped me. But you know, if I had stopped or got depressed or, you know, like I had in the past, that opportunity wouldn't have been there. So no matter how dark the road gets, no matter how like down you feel on yourself, you just have to know that you're on the right path. Dig in deep. Something's right around that corner. And that's what I keep telling everyone. Like, I really want to be a light for someone that doesn't think it's coming for them, that doesn't think it's going to be them. They're not going to hit the next altcoin, you know, and you got to believe that good things are going to come to your life, and they will. But it all starts with your belief. You know?
Right, man. That's inspiring stuff, man. Yeah, you know, I was really excited to get on Bit Boy as well. I know me and David.
How did it feel when you got the email? I've never got to ask anyone.
Well, actually, I emailed them. So, you know, being here in Vegas, obviously people come here. So when Bit Boy came out here to Vegas last time, which is in November last year. So actually almost a year now. So I talked to DZ. Ben was super, I don't like to be pushy. So Ben was super busy at the time. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, he's taking photos of everybody. So I just walked over to, you know, DZ, recognize him, you know, no, obviously. And so I was like, hey man, how do I get on your show? You know, I was like, I don't think I'm ready just yet. And I wasn't. And then we did about 3 months of production. And then I remember somebody was on the show and they were having technical issues and they were like cutting out. And then they ended up doing the show with one less person. And I was like, man, you know what? We can bring more. We can bring more to the table than that person did because they didn't even show up. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it was their fault, but you know what I mean? And I was like, I know we have a solid internet connection. We have cameras, you know, and we can do it. So then we reached out to them and extremely nerve-wracking. I was super nervous the first time. Yeah, and I was dumb nervous. Yeah, but you know what? If Hit Network or Ben or the team there is watching, you know, I want to extend extreme gratitude and thank you because, you know, going out there and seeing his progression, I don't think he necessarily needs that show, and I think in my personal opinion, I think he does it because of the community. Yeah, and you know what? And maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just saying
he does need that show because he doesn't.
I meant for the monetary system. You know what I mean?
Like he's not chasing. What happens to a point is like the community becomes such a loving part of your life that like. And once you make a mil, a couple mil, like everyone wants 10, 100 mil, but like
but you see what I'm saying? Like money, he doesn't need to do the show, but he does it because
but when you're
of what
so
it does.
in love with subject matter, you do need it. Like it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Because he wants to be, he wants to like create that community and create the vibe. And so
it's other people in his position would mail it in. They wouldn't do that show. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they would get that clout, they would get the success, and they'd be like, well, I don't need to bring in the community.
But, I've achieved. A true hustler knows that like yesterday's meal doesn't feed today's stomach. Yeah. You gotta keep yourself sharp and you gotta hustle, man. Yeah, it's not about anyone else. It's about you. And like, like me, like I hit my day because that helps my day go well, right? Like, I mean, everyone loves the consistency, but like the consistency is for me too. Like, it helps me stay focused. Like, I'm still bugging out that I didn't live stream this morning. First time in 600 days that I didn't have an episode.
Well, I saw you live stream this morning. You tried at least.
Yeah. So hey,
I'll leave you guys with this.
Did you get the Bitcoin update?
I'll leave you guys with this. Some parting thoughts on my end. Some of my struggles before I got to where I'm at was complaining. I think complaining, if you stop and look around
everything. I used to moan about everything. I was such
complaining. Complaining is poison, man.
It is.
Complaining is poison. It is. And if you find yourself complaining, either stop complaining or make a change. It's either not that bad, and you're just trying. You've got into a habit. Yeah, you've gotten into a habit of assigning blame to everything in the day. And
it's not your fault, it's traffic.
If you just look at the day and these little things that happen throughout the day is not the end of the world. And if you just take it for what it is. Look at the bright side and just make yourself better from these experiences and have a learning experience, or just brush it off because it's not important. Somebody cuts you off in traffic or whatever. You show up a couple minutes late, or, I work in the service industry. If somebody gives you a crappy tip, like whatever, I still make my money. I still go home. One thing I've done as of lately, and I'd probably say in the last like 3 years, 4 years, was I stopped caring about what other people thought, and I stopped complaining, and I just took what life gave me. And if I truly made me mad, and I truly didn't like what it was, and it made me upset, I got away from it. If it was gambling because I had an issue, I got away from it. If it was a person that was negative and brought negative energy to me, I got away from it. If it was a job I did not like because the manager was there, or profession, I started as a chef. I worked for Gordon Ramsay, the sous chef, went to culinary school, and then I transitioned from there. I'm a certified wine sommelier. I got into selling wine, and so I did that on the Strip, and I did a couple other jobs. So I pivoted multiple times. And if you're not happy with the career you have, change it. The education is there. Just stop complaining. If you don't like it, do something about it.
A lot of people, they're afraid to cut off that paycheck. Like, I was getting my $1,500 a week, whatever it was, and it's like, oh, but if I start trading and I have to spend $1,500 on this trading school,
money
and I take 6
everything.
months off, what's going to happen to me? And it's like, when I stopped caring about money is when I made the most of it. It's so weird to me. Like, when I gave up my obsession with trying to be better than everything, when I just gave myself to the world, like, the world will respond to me.
When I stopped trying to impress people, and I just did what I felt happy with, and I stopped lying and stopped trying to be somebody else I wasn't, more eyeballs fell on me, and more people, I wanted that notoriety, and I wanted that acceptance, and that but I didn't. I used to lie and try to prop myself up to be somebody I wasn't, and I'm like, oh, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look what I'm doing, but it's all fake. Mm-hmm. And then when I stopped caring, I don't care what you think about me. Then all of a sudden, eyeballs are me like, wow, you're very inspirational, blah, blah, blah. All the gratification I wanted, I received when I stopped caring about the gratification. So, now we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for visiting. Are you gonna visit us tomorrow again?
Yeah, if that's cool, man.
Hey,
let me in.
Hey, we're all right. So,
no place to stay.
come hang out. Come hang out with us at Sin City Crypto tomorrow live. If you're watching this here on Thursday, we'll be live 10:30 a.m. Vegas time, Pacific time, aka. Come check us out. We'll have Crypto Life back in the building. Right. Well, thanks again. Thanks for joining us. Pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome.
Let's go.